Yes, you are most welcome back once again. My name is Richard Agaba, a leadership coach, and I'm most excited to have you here this afternoon. Before us is our visitor and a friend, a leadership coach as well, a relationships counselor, a marriage counselor, and is here to carry us away in a very important topic. You are most welcome, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Agaba. I'm very privileged to be on this panel to discuss with you this pertinent issue. It's very wide. I believe we shall see how to maneuver around it, and we shall keep, discussing about the different aspects of it as we go on.
Thank you. So today I want us to talk about a very important element in our society or in our generation today that I feel we are not carrying a full understanding of it, how it should be approached, and that is the part in relationships where people start to date. So I want us to talk about dating. I want us to bring understanding to what dating is. When should an individual, a lady or a man, think of entering dating? What are the dynamics around it? What are the biblical approaches to dating? What should be the end of dating? And even in these evolving times and trends we are in, a lot of things have really changed. So to start off with, Mr. Benjamin, I want to ask, things have changed.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, things have changed. On the onset of the Western civilization, when it came in, a lot of things were affected, not only in the Western world, but even here on the African continent.
Africa,
you will find that our cultures, everything has changed. But the effect has also been felt in relationships. And I know, Mr. Benjamin, you believe so much in the society. You believe in family. I always tell people that if you want to change the world, go back home and love your family. So how do you think that the evolving of events, trends, how do you think it has affected dating? First of all, to kick off with, what is dating?
Exactly, it's a very nice one. I've been thinking about it while you were talking about the evolution of it and how in the Western world it has been perceived, and how it has afterwards influenced our African perspective. And what stands out for me is the reality that going back to when human beings used to relate before the system. Today people think they are dating at the wrong age, like bracket, because of what the system says they should be doing at a particular moment. Men used to be 17 back then in our African traditional society, but today men people who are 30 tends to think like they are still very young, they're still boys, But why? Because somebody has just come out of school. They haven't really prepared themselves for marriage. So back then in the African traditional society, I feel like the approach was more of teaching children from family level to embrace responsibility. And that's how people by ages of like 18, 19, people were ready to date, because naturally the body shows that people are capable of embracing the responsibility that come with dating at a very early age. An example is the natural, the natural being of a girl child. A girl child starts to prepare to give birth at 13.
Wow.
Now that is very fascinating, because now, why? It's because they don't need to wait for, like, God is preparing them to be responsible mothers. But because of the system, by 20 somebody is just joining university. So because of the mindset that they have, not being prepared for anything like relationship, that's when people get in relationships when they are not ready. So the primitive side of the world, where there is no education and all, still dating starts at very early ages. So that whole change and evolution is bringing about, when should I start dating? When is the right time? And that's why I think it needs now to zero down to individual preparation. As a person, when that question of when are you ready for dating, how prepared are you? You may be 30, maybe clocking 40, but you're too busy to prepare for it. So getting into it may be as well risky.
Maybe to ask, is there a set date age group that at 13 I'm ready to date, or 20, 30? What is the ideal age? Is there something like that?
Oh well, I think mentally there are people who get prepared, and by the adult, there's that age where society itself proves that this person is of age, the way they have started to reason, and it's usually, I don't know who came up with the 18 thing, but from 16, 18, because biblically, when you look at Mary was around between 16 and 19. She wasn't older than 18. She was between 16 and 18. But she was prepared because she was talking with a man. But nowadays, such a person can, in most cases, is not prepared because they are studying biology, they are studying chemistry. So how can they perceive that complex?
Wow. I'm beginning to fall in love with this discussion. Mr. Benjamin, in a simple language, what is dating?
Dating to me means the intentional relation, like intentional, let me call it a relationship. It's a relationship, but intending towards engagement. Because now we have dating and we have courtship, and sometimes people mix up the two.
Courtship and dating are two different things.
They are two different things. So dating is more like friendly level, trying to be intentional at communication, which I believe school goers, especially high school kids, shouldn't be doing, because they really are not intentional, but because of the system that we are.
So are you trying to say that the ideal code for dating is that it should end into marriage?
Exactly, like the goal, somebody that is aspiring to start that journey should know where it's ending.
So ideally,
that makes us avoid a lot of regrets.
Yeah. So ideally you're saying that
it's not about just happiness, because when people do that thing out of trying to get happy and mix, we see people not getting there. Like they get into
So Mr. Benjamin, what you're trying to imply is this: if you are not ready for marriage, don't even consider reaching out to date this lady for the man.
Exactly, and that's what I want to tell our viewers, that it doesn't matter whether you're out of school and you're upgrading whatever masters. If you're not prepared for marriage, you're prepared to fail when you start relating, because you're busy for it. This is consuming. It consumes the whole you. So it doesn't make sense to say I am of age, let me start dating when you don't have time to invest in it.
So the thing is, you have to prepare for your dating life.
You have to
prepare for your dating life. And you have just said that the primary purpose of dating is to end into marriage. So, Mr. Benjamin, moving from that pattern you've laid out, how should a young man, because the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And in this context, it is the man finding. You understand? So I'm going to ask this from the background of a gentleman. As me, a man, as I prepare to enter into the dating life, what are some of the things that I should have in mind? What are the approaches I should surround? How should I approach it?
Very nice one. As I came to understand the concept of dating, after thinking of it in a different way, but then I got to learn through observing and through personal experiences. I knew that to begin with, it starts with self-evaluation. How are you running your life? You're trying to look for somebody to be a part of you, but then you're struggling. Maybe you're dealing with issues that you don't want to put in the face of another person. So I think the very primary level of it, the foundation level of a man or a gentleman out there who wants to start dating, is sit back, observe your life without, you haven't seen anybody around, you haven't approached any girl. Sit down and look at yourself, look at your vision, what you want, know your purpose. And then when you have that clear, then your dating will be simple. Why? Because you look at a compatible person
to fit into the vision that you have found, to fit into the purpose you found.
And you avoid a lot of drama, because people tend to just approach it anyhow, thinking they want to find a good person, but they are not yet
good themselves.
They have not worked on their habits, on their a lot of things. So when they go that way, they could find a good person and they think that is a bad person.
So it's actually possible for a man to find a compatible pattern, but because he has not been prepared, he has not found himself in this life, that person can be bad, yet ideally supposed to be a good person, right? Are you trying to say
it's that way? Because I believe that, because
that is so big.
Because we have incidents where when you grow up, you regret that one was a good person for me, but I didn't understand how to deal with it. Probably somebody needs to be spiritual, and they met inside of us there's that desire for a good person. Somebody wants somebody that's very prayerful, what is those qualities that people put out there. But I'm giving an example of prayerfulness. Now somebody that's not prayerful approaches somebody that is very prayerful, and then when they meet, this person that is not prayerful runs the relationship in a very carnal way, and then stumbles this person. Then this person feels not accepted.
So Mr. Benjamin, before we go into a break, I want to ask a simple question. You've talked about the principle of prayer, and I feel like you're trying to bring out the thing that even before you approach dating, should pray about it.
Oh wow, very key. Very key.
You should pray about it, because I have encountered experiences in this life where people were moved by sentiments, feelings, and they don't take the time to inquire from God whether this is going to work or not. And before you know it all,
it just melts away.
And it's happening every day. So I want to encourage people, personally, it's very important that as you approach your dating life, pray about it. It's a very important thing. Like Mr. Benjamin as intrigued as a man, because it is men really. Men are the pace setters. Men are the ones that set the pace, the trend of how their relationships should be. You understand? Oftentimes when you find the relationship running slow, it is the man. It's the man. So, like Mr. Benjamin has hinted on major points. Number one, you must, as a man, know the purpose for your life, the vision for your life, and after knowing who you are fully and having a full understanding of the bearing of your life, you may not have it all fully figured out, but you must know the journey that you've been destined to take in this life. Now, when you have such things on your fingertips, it is when you roll out on the journey of he who finds a wife and obtains favor from the Lord. Until you've not done the other key things, because they are important. So do the primaries. Find a purpose for your life, the vision for your life. Ideally, it's the same thing. Your creator. And now, if you've been aligned fully, go out to find a good wife. But it's important you pray about it. Let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Thank you.